Because of the snow, we have lost some time, so I'm going to go ahead and go over some of this stuff online so that we can progress a little bit further and be ready for your test next week. So the first thing is time. Um, so it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so you can answer the ways that you can say what time it is. If someone asks you qué hora es son las 3 de la madrugada or son las 3 de la mañana. Madrugada just means very early in the morning, so if it's 3 o'clock, it's very early in the morning, so you could say son las 3 de la madrugada. If it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you would say son las 2 de la tarde. So you would switch from madrugada, mañana to tarde when talking about the afternoon. And over here, it's 10 in the evening, so you'd say son las 10 de la noche. So if it's a.m. and it's very early, you say madrugada. If it's a.m., you say mañana. If it's p.m. and it's early, you say tarde. And if it's p.m. and it's late, you say noche. Okay? When you're telling the time, you use es la with 1 o'clock and son las with all other hours. So here, if it's 1 o'clock, I say es la 1 de la tarde. Here, now I'm adding in minutes. When I add in minutes, I just say it's the hour and those many minutes. So 2:05 would be son las 2:05, and I should have put de la tarde. And if I go over here, when it's 8:15, I have that it's 8:15 in the morning. So I would say son las 8:15 de la mañana because it's 8 and 15 minutes. Or because my minute hand has covered half of the face of my clock, which is a cuarto, I could say son las 8:15 de la mañana. Over here, if it is 9:30 in the evening, I could say son las 9:30 de la noche or son las 9:30 de la noche because my minute hand has traversed half of the face of my clock. Half is media, so you could either say son las 9:30, 30 minutes, or son las 9:30. When we go past the half hour, we can say it a little differently. If it's 2:50 in the morning, I could say son las 2:50 de la madrugada, because again, this is really early in the morning. Or son las 2, actually that should be son las 3 menos 10 de la madrugada, because I could say it's almost 3 o'clock minus the 10 minutes it takes to get there. Or son las 10 para las 3 de la madrugada, or it's 10 till 3 in the early morning. If it's 4:45, I can say son las 4:45 de la tarde, son las 5 menos 15 de la tarde, so it's going to be 5 minus 15 minutes to get to 5, because it's not quite 5 yet. Or that's what your minute hand has left to cover is a fourth of your clock, so you could also say son las 5 menos cuarto de la tarde, or you could say son 15 para las 5 de la tarde. It's 15 minutes till 5 in the afternoon. Here's some other time expressions. Nuestra clase empieza a las 8 menos 10 en punto. En punto means on the dot, so our class starts at 7:50 on the dot, not 1 minute before, not 1 minute later. De día, los estudiantes asisten a clase. So during the day, students attend class. So if you want to say what you do during the day, de día estudio, de día enseño. That's just saying what you do during the day. During the day, I do this. De noche, los estudiantes duermen, I hope. At night, or during the night, students sleep, or people sleep. Or durante la noche estudio, I study, or durante la noche miro la tele con mis hijos. Hoy es el 29 de enero, so today is the 29th of January, so anoche, el 28 de enero, mis hijos y yo cenamos en Moe's. So anoche would be last night, so it's still in the evening, but it's yesterday, so anoche. Anteanoche would be 27 de enero, if today is the 29th, and I would say anteanoche miramos SpongeBob por la televisión después de cenar. So antenoche would be the night before last. Mis hijos hacen su tarea por la tarde. My kids do their homework in the afternoon, or you could say mis hijos hacen su tarea en la tarde, either or. Almuerzo a las 12 de la tarde o almuerzo al mediodía. I eat lunch at 12 in the afternoon, or I eat lunch midday. Yo me dormí anoche a las 12 de la mañana. Yo me dormí a la medianoche. Medianoche would be midnight. Esta noche, which if today is the 29th of January, then esta noche is this night, tonight. Esta noche voy al partido de basquetbol de mi hijo mayor Owen. Okay, so having gone over your time, now what I want you to do is tell me what time it is. So you will write your answers here, save it, and then send it back to me. So if it's 12:15, you could say, son las 12:15 de la tarde. Or you could say, son las 12:15 de la tarde. Okay? And so you're going to do that going down here. A qué hora llegan a casa? So remember that when you tell at what time people do things, you can't use es la or son las. You've got to use a la or a las. And the reason why you switch is because es la and son las mean it is that time. But if I want to say that Inez arrives back home at 1:45, I don't want to say it is 1:45. I want to say at 1:45. Or I could say, for example, right now, if you look down here, it's 10:45 in the morning. Our class starts at 7:50. I don't want to use es or son because I'd be saying, if I said nuestra clase son las 11:15, then I haven't, or I'm sorry, nuestra clase son las 8:10, then I basically told you our class, it is 7:50, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say our class is at 7:50, so that is the at, as in son is it is. So you would say here, a las 2:15 de la tarde, or you could say a las 2:15 de la tarde, or you could say, you could say, a las 15 para las 2, or a las 4 para las 2, okay? So those are the various ways that you could tell me at what time somebody arrives. Here, it is 7:55 in the morning. Look at the pictures below and answer the following questions using estar abierto, estar cerrado, estar a punto de abrir. So, está abierto, so I just put in your vocabulary again. La puerta está abierta, that means the door is open. La puerta está cerrada means it's closed. So I'm going to ask you if these various places are open, and you can either say they're open, they're closed. Estar a punto de abrir would mean they're about to open. So for example, let's see if I have one. If it's 7:55, the ayuntamiento, I might say está a punto de abrir. Okay, so it's about to open. Now it's 3:50 in the afternoon. You want to look at the pictures below and answer the following question. We're using the same pictures. So the same thing again, you can use estar abierto, meaning that it's open. Está cerrado, it's closed. Estar a punto de cerrar, it's about to close. So for example, el restaurante Arenque, if it's 3:50, and let's look at ayuntamiento again. Está, oops, that should be está. Está abierto el ayuntamiento. If it's 3:50 in the afternoon, it closed at 3 o'clock. So I could say no está cerrado. And I'm using cerrado because I'm talking about ayuntamiento, which is masculine. Just make sure your abierto and cerrado matches what's open and closed. Like the clínica would be feminine, but restaurante would be masculine. And then here, use the construction ir plus a plus the infinitive to answer the following questions. So you just want to tell when these people are going to do these things. So mis amigos trabajar. So I would do the ir for mis amigos, which would be van. Then I put a, and then I put what they're going to do in the future. Van a trabajar mañana. Okay? So I am going to send this to you, and I want you to complete the rest of these statements.